honey, I've been driving around in my car, looking for some kind of open bar. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Got no money, but I'll work it out with my charm. Having a good time, ain't doing no harm. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Hey now, honey, I've been driving around in my car, looking for some kind of open bar. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Got no money, but I'll work it out with my charm. Having a good time, ain't doing no harm. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright.
Are we good? We going? We're live?
Ready to go, yeah.
All right.
That's recording. This is recording. Welcome.
Hey, guys, this is Kyle Balls, and we are doing another podcast. And we don't have a name for it yet. We're still working on that. So, you know, so far, this seems really professional.
Yeah, 100%. Look at this. I even wrapped the cables.
Yes. For anybody who's watching on Instagram, we're going live, so we can just have some fan engagement. I have Charley Hart here. I feel terrible because I'm going to screw Gigi's last name up. What is Gigi?
Gigi Dior.
Dior. I was saying adore.
Oh,
Gigi. I adore her. But
Dior has contacted her and is like, hey,
Please stop
using our name. And she's like, bet. They're like, we have a wholesome name. And she's like, get out of
No,
here.
you
no,
don't.
not anymore.
No.
So Gigi will be joining us soon, but right now it's just me, Charley, and Wayne. We're still working on a name for the podcast. So, you know, that'll be coming soon.
We're
But
going to spitball some things.
yeah,
we're
we're
gonna
just
snowball
talking
some
balls
things.
right
How about
now.
that?
Or going
now
balls
we're just
deep.
talking balls.
Yeah, talking
Right,
balls.
now we're just talking all kinds of
So
balls.
like balls deep. I know. You have to, obviously, you have to do a play on your name with balls.
And
Well,
with
that-
a name like that, you kind of have to.
You have to.
And that's what I was trying to say. Like, you laughed at me that it's hard to come up with puns for balls, but you come up with something, a pun for balls that screams podcast. You know
But
what I
also,
mean?
like, you don't want to go, like, because I don't like doing the cringe thing. Let's not go so cheesy with it where it's like,
And let's not go
balls
so
on your face podcast or something.
Exactly.
You know,
yeah,
like
let's not
something.
go
I'm
so
not a
overtly
13-year-old.
sexual
Yeah.
that people are going to flag it right away. You're like, but I want it intriguing enough that people are going to watch it.
And I feel I always, to this day, I know I have in my porn, The Way It Begins is a Kyle Balls film.
Mm-hmm.
I literally put that in there as a joke 7 years ago because I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And I kept doing it. And at like 2 months later, I was at a convention and someone goes, Kyle Balls film. And because of that, I was like, all right, it's staying in there.
Yeah.
So that's it.
just
Other than
became-
that, I don't like, so calling it like the Kyle Balls podcast or something, I kind of feel like, I just don't feel that special, you know? But if you go too far off that, like Talking Balls or something like that, then it's just, who? What are we doing? What, Talking Ball? Is this a sports podcast?
Right.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
And then the Life of Balls podcast kind of seems like a cop-out.
Yeah, it's just too generic, too,
Yeah,
on the nose.
like that. Wow, you guys put a lot. You put a lot of
but
effort
it
into coming up with
is
that one.
consistent branding, though,
Yes,
too.
yes. So we're
True.
I can't be mad at
this could be one of those. We could be in season 2 of the podcast before it has a name, but you know, we'll figure it out. You see those hit TV shows where it's like the first 10 episodes, they don't even have an intro. They're they're changing the intro.
The intro
credits.
changes.
Yeah.
You know,
So we're still figuring it out.
or you finish watching the entire series and then you go back and you watch the pilot and you're like, why is this intro completely different?
Yeah. So that might be what we're doing. We're comparing ourselves to.
the very beginning.
Yeah, to a hit TV show because that's how it'll go.
I'm just happy to be here. Thank you guys
so
for inviting
excited.
me. By the way, for being like one of the first.
Yeah, we wanted you as our first. We wanted you to be our first. Because you have experience.
It's my specialty. It is my specialty. So I've taken a few virginities. You know?
Damn, really? Oh God.
Oh, we're already getting there.
Where's
Oh,
the fan
shit.
mail?
Oh, speaking.
Yeah, we
okay,
gotta-
not actually like
Okay, go
fan
ahead, go
mail,
ahead.
but like, past coming up. Literally just like 2 weeks ago, I got a text message, and it was, the number was from my ex-boyfriend in like when I was like 19, like
You made an impression.
Took his virginity. I
Ooh.
was his church camp counselor, and
you told
he
me
was
about
a
this.
pastor's son. Yeah, he just refound me.
Praise Jesus.
Oh God! And I'm like, why are you looking? You've got 2 kids. Stop fucking looking. Look for him. Don't you look for me?
It's not a sin to look.
I know. But it was, Mercury was in retrograde and every guy from my past was coming around. So I was like, oh, okay, seems about right. So him and about 2 other guys from my past pop up.
Interesting.
So.
It's interesting how when it rains, it pours, huh?
Yes.
Like that happens to me all the time. It's like I'll reconnect with a girl from my past, and then all of a sudden, like 2 others show up. It's like, whoa.
It ends up being like a sitcom. There's
Right.
always those sitcoms with a loser who can't get a girl, and then you have the episode where he has 3 of them.
Right.
And then he doesn't know
then
what
guess
to
what?
do with them, and
he
he's
loses all
trying to
3.
judge.
He loses all
all
3.
three
He's
every
still,
time.
we're all Raj from Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, I could never juggle people, especially if I was being not honest with them. Like if I was dating you and Powell, I'd have to be like, we're talking about this shit.
No, I'm a big fan of no monogamy, but I don't think I could do like the polyamorous stuff or anything like that, because I don't think I could keep 2 people happy. Genuinely, because when I'm with someone, I'm like, I want to go deep with it. Like, I want you to be happy all the time. I want this, and I put out a lot of energy, and trying to do that with 2 separate women would be horrible. But then you can always say, well, it's not as intense as that, and I'm like, that's not really a relationship for me then.
Well, that's why you.
No, I don't mind being the other woman.
I was gonna say that's
I mean,
why you don't get 2 girls. She gets 2 boys.
Right? No, that's a lot easier for me. Like I said, you can be open as far as we can have fun. with
Although
people, but
I'm like I sometimes I think because I do like monogamy, because I kind of like monotony. I like a routine. I like having things the way I like them and stuff. I'm like, but I do like to spice it up every once in a while.
we're going to talk about this because I actually want to clarify a statement there.
Which is why.
Ooh, juicy.
Yeah. Get
No,
in there.
because I actually get that's not defensive, but I always got to clear this up. So I'm not a fan of monogamy. I'm not saying you went there, but I think oftentimes a lot of women go there. That doesn't mean I want to be out fucking 3 nights a week someone else. Like, I don't have the time, or even if I wasn't in porn, I don't have the energy for that.
Yeah.
All I say when I say I don't want to be monogamous is like, when that one time comes along every 3 to 6
Sure.
months, I'll
You
do it
just
with you if you
Yeah.
want. But like, can we just not have the same vagina and penis for the rest of our life?
Exactly.
But because I'm not even a fan of the swinger thing. I mean, maybe a little bit, but like, it just seems like so much work having to go to a swinger party to pick up on
and
someone.
holidays and birthdays. Yeah, we can do that, but maybe not every night of the week, because we're busy and my tummy hurts.
I'm
some
tired.
nights.
Yeah, I want to sit on the couch and watch TV.
fall in bed and-
I'm an American.
Yeah.
I'm entitled to sit home and watch TV.
It's so crazy because even when you like get into a relationship, you're like, well, we are not having as much sex as we used to. But it's like, it's really easy when you're single and you can just be like, you know what? I'm horny right now. Hey, are you horny? And it's like, you can kind of disregard everything that's going on in your life and be like, I could drop it for this.
I could go for fuck.
I could eat.
Yeah.
I could eat, yeah. And then if you're actually like hanging out with each other and in the house and you're like, oh, could I eat? I could, but I don't know. My back was hurting earlier. And it's like, and I don't want to force you if your back was hurting and stuff, because we're consensual and we like each other. And I'm not about to like, just because I want it. So it's like, okay, well, let's plan for Thursday. Okay, let's plan for Thursday.
Yeah, sex night. I've been married, so I get that. Sex night. We're going to have the sex night.
And I'm totally okay with that, because then you get emotionally ready, you get physically ready, and then you can like flirt all day with him and be like, I'm going to fuck you so good tonight. And just like,
Give you the best 30 seconds of your life.
yeah.
Sorry, I got really close to the mic there to get that intense sound.
Yeah, you get that sound bite.
The other thing too is when I say those things, some people are kind of surprised because I'll follow through with like, I don't want to be poly. I'm actually okay if who I'm with is, because I'm a workaholic. I'm working all the time, and for men to have sex outside of a relationship, it's not emotional. It's not. That's a hot thing. I want to take it for a ride. I don't want to take it home.
Yeah. You're like, that looks fun.
But a lot of
what does
times,
that
not
look
all,
like?
because you're in this industry, so you might be a little different. I don't want to say warped, but a little different. But for a lot of times, women, sex is also going to entail like some emotions, some thoughts, some feelings.
For sure.
And
if it's on camera, if it's off camera. If it's
Yeah.
on camera, I'm like, okay, I am ready to go. But if it's off camera, I'm like, wait a minute. What does this mean? Where is this going?
Yeah, and
like,
so-
because if if it's on camera,
there a
it's
future
work.
here?
There is a definitive line, and we're going to be making money. But then, as soon as the camera's off, I'm like, "Yo, this is something else, and this is for us, and this is for you." So, what is this?
Speaking from
what is
experience,
really
this is
about?
actually how she is too. That camera's off, it's done.
Yeah.
On, she's a freak. I've experienced. It's
And I
amazing
love
time.
when the camera is on me and everything. But then when we cut, I'm like, okay, yeah.
Fist
And I
bump.
go back to silly me, and I go back to my personality because we're playing when the camera's on, and like when I do have sex with someone, like I'm playing and stuff. But yeah, I'm kind of good at turning it off and on, you know.
But it's just that's me. I'm much more of a like I'm the first one to say, sweetie, please get yourself a pool boy. I gotta go to work. You know, I'm gonna be locked in the office for 8 hours, 10 hours, 14 hours. You go have some fun.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know, I'm a weird guy. I've been in the adult industry my entire life, so
Yeah, I'm funny enough. I kind of I had to go visit my sister, and excuse me, of course.
burp.
I know, little burps coming up.
Getting kinky.
Yeah, for those guys. Oh, there's guys who are like, "Will you
Fucking
burp?"
weirdo.
I'm like, "No."
Yeah.
But if it slips out, you're fucking welcome. But taking care of my sister, and we're talking, she's been married for 5 years, and so she's, like talking about, okay, what sex is like and everything, and she knows that I'm a cam girl. She knows that I do this and everything. So, and in her mind, she thinks I'm having sex. She's like, "Are you having sex all the time?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "I'm not." And I go, and I realize that and I feel bad because I was putting a lot, I think, of pressure on my significant other, because I was like, "Hey, I'm horny. Like, let's go. And he's like, I'm tired. Like, we did and everything. And I'm like, my sister's like, "He's not your personal sex toy." And I'm like, oh shit. Like,
Even to what you just said, put me in his position, and that's where I'm like, but I love you and I want you to be happy. So, I'll pay. Hire a professional. I'm fine with that. Hire a professional to satisfy your needs. That's cool with me.
Right. Yeah. And it's like if I had a guy and he was like, "Oh, I liked pegging or something," I'd be like, "Well, that's not something I do in my personal life. But if you need to go find that somewhere, please, like,
Right.
do that and come back to me, a brand new, renewed man."
No sleepovers. You come home and sleeping with me.
No
That's the rule on that.
I mean,
but, like,
and if we can play together,
satisfy those physical needs right there.
yeah, if we can play together, I love playing together. I get such compersion from watching my partner have sex with someone and watch, him give her pleasure. And I'm like, "Are you having fun?" I'm like, "What can I do? Can I get the Hitachi?"
Tweaking
Do you want me to
nipples
just sit
and
over
licking
here?
things.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Ooh, maybe if I do this, like I like being
Especially
that
professional who's
person.
been in for a long time. You're like, let me identify the body. Let me try this one. Magic
Right?
fingers.
Like, what little techniques can I bring in and
Yes.
everything?
Yeah.
I mean,
What did Johnny show me last week?
usually I just go for the Hitachi, because a girl
Yeah,
sees the
yeah.
Hitachi, she's like, "Oh,
I actually have one over there mounted on the wall next to the bed.
oh,
I keep
believe
it
me,
ready to
I know. That's one thing I like about you. You're a smart man.
strategic.
Men who are not afraid of that, you're like, "Oh, you're here for the woman's pleasure." Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's always been a thought. Like, I'm not that kind of guy who's just gonna fuck you and leave you. But how do you put that out there? How do you explain, like, I'm gonna be
I'll leave it on
great
my wall
Leaving a
next to the bed.
Hitachi, leaving a Hitachi
leave it on the
strapped
wall
to the
next to
side
the
of
bed.
your
Yeah,
bed
that's exactly
definitely is a way for a girl to be like, "Wait a minute," because that's not always for you. Yeah, we can put that on your balls and we can put that on your shaft, but that's also very sensitive too. Like, okay, so more than likely, that's for a girl. So it's like,
yeah.
yay.
And that's exactly it. Especially if it's a girl, it's like it's our first time together. I don't know what makes you tick. I don't know this,
I
that,
don't know
but I
what
know
makes you come, but-
95% of women will hit that. And it's like, some guys will get a little irritated by it or whatever. You don't even got to give up. Like, either hit it doggy or hit it missionary with it in between you two. Oh, she's gonna love you.
Yeah.
She will return for seconds.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, if she can leave the house with an orgasm, dude, that's pretty awesome. And if it's your first time and you're not a professional master cocksman, she's gonna remember you. So
Right. Always give them something to talk about later.
Right? We're
Because the girls
podcasting.
aren't talking about the last orgasm you gave them like 2 months ago. We're talking about the one you gave us this last time. And we're not going to call you if you didn't give us one.
Yeah, there you go.
You're only as good as your last orgasm.
Life hacks from Cowballs. So, porn. That's what we do.
That is what we do.
That is what we do now.
I do that.
You do.
I think I know your story, but I'm going to go with the typical porn
Yeah.
podcast and ask, how'd you get in? What flipped that switch?
Oh, man.
I remember seeing you years ago and finding out Kendra Hart was friends with you, and I'm like, Kendra, hook it up. Kendra, please. Charley was one of my Grail girls back in the day.
I don't feel like there was a switch maybe in high school.
Okay, we're starting early.
In high school, I knew, it started off, my parents are like, hey, what are you going to be when you grow up? And I go, I'm going to be a singer. And they go, no, really, what are you going to be if that doesn't work out? And I go, I'm going to be a sex therapist. And they're like,
All right,
okay,
it's
all
pretty
right,
deep.
okay,
Pretty
we can deal with that. So I wanted to do sex therapy and sex education and majored in sociology, minored in psychology, women's studies, but also like kind of focused in on sexual health. And after graduating from college, I found myself working at the Lion's Den, which is so funny that you have lions everywhere.
Rawr, baby.
And yeah, but we passed a billboard on the way up here, and I go, I worked for them, and within the first year, we were the number one store in the entire United States, and within the first year, I was the 13th top seller in the entire company. And Gigi was like, cool, that's so awesome. I'm like, I loved that job because I loved selling, telling people like, you might want this clit toy. Instead of this, you may want this. You're starting off. You guys are a couple. This is the porn that you guys may want to watch together. And to see them come back and be like, that really worked for us. Like, I got hugs in that store, and I'm like...
This is so funny.
Yeah.
Wayne was a roommate of mine out in California. We all worked in the strip club together, and to pick up extra money, I would often pull shifts at the adult bookstore.
Did you?
And I had so much fun selling sex toys to people, and especially, as a guy who's working in the sex toy department, and 90% of the people coming in there are women for vibrators, at least for us at ours. And so it's always like breaking the ice while trying to be funny. Like, okay, hon, what gets you off? Are we a clit girl, G-spot? What are we? Okay, let's go this way. And I had fun and never had any complaints. I knew my product.
Yeah.
My merchandise. So, anyways, continue. So, helping people orgasm.
I was going to say, lucky you that you got a lot of girls. We were right off the highway, and a lot of truckers came in.
It was a really weird spot. This was a Deja Vu Love Boutique, and it was built
So
in...
you got like all the strippers who wanted to come
True,
in.
but where it was located, it was a weird spot, so we got a lot of housewives. We didn't
It
have...
was in suburbia.
Yeah, it was this, he knows what I'm talking about. It was kind of in the suburban area of San Diego, as opposed to our sister store that was like downtown, had the jerk-off booths, had the adult theater, had
thankfully we
all
didn't
that
we didn't
stuff
have the
that we didn't-
booths
no
or
booths.
anything.
We
I
didn't have any
didn't.
of that.
I worked at 2 different adult stores because I worked at that one, and I remember putting away Wicked and Penthouse, and putting away all of these DVDs and Elegant Angel, and seeing all these girls, and I'm like, and seeing Alexis Texas, and I was heavier at the time, and I'm like, wait a minute. She's got a cute little gap between her teeth. I have a gap. She doesn't have many. I don't have boobs, and she has a huge butt. I have a huge butt. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, could I? I'm like, no, I could never do that. Like, and of course, I'm confident. I know what I'm doing. Like, I love the toys. I love the anatomy. Like, I love people. But I'm like, I don't know if I could ever do that for myself. And got into a lesbian relationship and was with my wife. And at one point I was like, I think I may want to do camming. And she was like, I totally think you should do that. She goes, you would make so much money off your ass. I'm like, no, I would. You really think so? She was like, yeah, you should totally
You got
do
that
it.
champagne booty, girl.
Thank
Something
God I
needs
don't
to
pay
be
her
done.
residuals.
So we're not paying her residuals.
We are not paying my ex-wife
Well, that's
residuals
good.
on the money that I've made on my
But we
ass.
thank her for the
But
encouragement.
thank you for motivating me and believing in me. And she's still like such a good friend and everything. So I started camming for like just a few days. And her and I decided that we kind of wanted to open up our relationship and we kind of wanted to have a threesome and stuff. And I had slept with this one guy, like she would sleep with people and I would sleep with people and sometimes we'd sleep together, you know? And one of the guys I had slept with, he's like, you're fantastic. And I was like, well, thank you. He goes, I know a girl in the industry and stuff. I was like, well, yeah, let me know, And at the time even when I was with my wife, I was losing weight because we started having threesomes because I lost 40 pounds and it was my reward.
That's one way to motivate you
Because
right there.
it was also a harsh way to find out that I didn't want kids though, because we're like, maybe we want to have kids. And I was like, you know what? I need to lose weight before we have kids. And I'm like, well, let me lose like 40 pounds and stuff. Lost the 40 pounds and we had started like dating people and we looked at each other and we're like, I'm still having fun. And it's like, do you want to have kids yet? No, I don't want to have kids yet. Okay, let's keep like
Kind
having
of me
fun.
and Coco right there. That
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I wanted kids till we started having fun and making money, and we're like, I kind of want to be selfish.
Yeah. And then I lost the weight and then I started going back in the gym and I'm like, I don't know if I want to put my body through that. And actually I don't know if, So her and I parted totally amicably.
Yeah.
Amicably? Yeah.
Amicably.
Amicably.
Still friends.
And we're still friends. And and I'm like, I wish all of that for you. I'm like, that may not be with me and stuff. But yeah, the guy who I had sex with a girl in the industry. And the girl in the industry introduced me to an agent. And the agent was like, yeah, sure, bring her in. And shot with Reality Kings.
A star was born.
Here she is, folks. Only, 6 or 7 years later. Look, it's a slow build. And I tell every girl, oh my God, how many girls come in and they're like, but this girl started at the same time I did and she started to take off. And I'm like, you cannot gauge your career by anybody else's.
Yeah.
Because life is going to take you
Look
in
at me.
so many different places where you thought you were going to be.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm totally, I was like, okay, maybe I'm going to do porn. And then like camming took off and I'm like, wait a minute, this is actually really great. And I don't have to leave my house.
Right, yeah.
And I just get to stay at
Big
home and
seller for me,
masturbate
too.
and you guys want to watch me and pay for that?
Right.
Okay. Like I'm just here. I'm just horny. You guys want to pay for it? Oh, we made goal. Cool.
Yeah.
And then to figure out my lighting and to figure out my angles on cam and then to be like, okay, so now we want you to play this role on film. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I can kind of do that. And they're like, wow, okay, you act really well. I'm like, okay, I'm just playing, having fun. Like I do get kind of method and then we hit cut and I go, I am so sorry. I would never say those things in real life. I say some fucked up shit, man.
Wayne.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any comments? Questions, concerns?
Comments, questions, concerns. Yeah, is Gigi going to join us at any point? I didn't even hear her last when I ran out to my room.
Oh crap! I'm like wondering if I
Well,
should.
that's cool. If not, this is the Charley Hart podcast.
Charley Hart show. Oh, she did message me.
Just like text me when I'm supposed to
Hey, I'm
come in.
taking your car.
Yeah, she said, so sorry. You can start. We did. Come in whenever. Okay.
Miss New Boobies.
I know. I'm so jealous.
Excited for her.
I need to get some new boobies. I mean, here's the
Are yours worn out?
Go
Like,
fund
what's
me
wrong?
time.
here's the conundrum. What'd you say?
Say GoFundMe time.
Yeah, go ahead. I know, right? But here's like the thing, because they just hit 6 years and they like dropped in such a nice way that they're like jiggly now. But I'm like, I want them bigger. So I'm like,
So is
they're
that's what
now-
the concern is?
The concern
It would
is,
be
yes,
bigger,
of course,
okay.
that I want them bigger. But like, they're just where I want them to be now. So I guess I can wait. You know, it's not a big issue.
Wait till they're where you don't want them to be anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then pick them up.
I'm like, this is bad. We
Come
gotta
talk
put
to
it
me,
back.
then we can
Yeah,
we
put
can
it
talk
back
about an
where-
exclusive contract deal or something like that. Get you a
ball.
contract girl for WCA Productions or whatever. You get tits, I get content. Boom. Oh gosh. Anyways, what is another typical question? It was something we have talked about before. I'm going to ask. It's just the normal question, but
Size
sometimes
does not matter.
Yeah. What is the ideal size? What?
For me.
Yeah, and this is real life.
Personally.
Because I mean, I know a lot of girls similar to guys with bragging rights and ego, where you see a massive one and you're like, I'm gonna do that once just to say I did it. Sure. But like the maintenance sex, the day to day, the morning quickies,
Exactly.
the stuff that feels amazing but doesn't hurt
Exactly.
too much.
Here is what I will say about big penises. When you're younger and in your 20s and you're like, I don't know if I'm ever going to get this again in my life, okay? If you see a big one, you're like, I'm going to try that shit, okay? Now,
Same logic when I was a hunter and younger and hunting bucks or something.
yeah, you're like, I'm going to try to
big
get
one.
that. Like, I'm going to try to get that.
You only live once.
But like when it comes to like I am not a size queen as I used to be because I know my body now, and then I'm like, I don't need to shove everything back. But the short answer is give me 6.5 to 7. That's and even give me 6 because I can put my fingers in and I can feel my cervix right there at like 2 inches if I'm sitting here.
Gotcha.
So if I can feel my cervix at 2 inches, why the fuck are you worried if you're at 10 inches? You're going to be hurting my cervix and pushing it back, like, and the vagina expands and balloons and accommodates,
Right.
okay? But also, you can't just like shove it in there. There was, and I mean, there are men also with small penises who have no idea what they're doing and can hurt you way more than a man with a big penis. If he's just like jamming in
if he is a
there.
big dick guy, he probably knows he needs to get
Be a
everything
little
moistened up and ready
nicer.
to go.
You would think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then some guys who are smaller, they're just like jamming, and you're like,
Sure.
yo,
I
can
could-
you
yeah.
do a little? And I understand,
But a
it's
lick or
hole.
something down there.
I
right?
can
Yeah,
understand that.
I'm like a
well, nobody's
little-
ever had that problem before. Like, well,
Yeah. But yeah, give me something average every day that like touches my cervix but doesn't like ram into it, that can like go around it and then circle it, and that's what
This
I
is
want.
very detailed, and I like it. It's very detailed, and I like
thank
it. But
you.
I also feel bad if you start dating her and she's like, "All right, whip it out. Let me get my measuring tape.
right. Yeah.
Show me your hip motion. Can you
You know
move
what
this
though?
way?"
But it has not. It's not necessarily even about me or this. It's like, what can you do with it? Like, are
Right?
you paying
There you-
attention
there
to
you go.
me? Like, I could lay there, and like rely on you and just like give you the cues and stuff. And if you're smart, you'll be able to like read a woman's body and her facial expressions and be like, oh, yeah, and like have some communication. Does that feel good right there? Do you like that right there? And don't just be like, yeah, you like that. And then she's like, and you just keep doing the same thing.
I don't know.
Wait for the response, damn it.
You don't want to sound like stupid and confused, but like I don't know, like I don't have any problem by going like in between the kiss and the whisper and the moaning, like tell me what you want, tell me what you like, tell me.
Yeah.
Like yeah, especially if it's the first timer. I don't know what I'm like, what your ons and offs are like.
Yeah.
What you're on might be like an assault for someone else. I don't know. So
Right.
yeah,
I
Get him
mean,
Lube is your friend, guys. By the way, just throwing that out there for young guys. I used to, like a lot of young guys, used to bruise my ego to think, why would I need lube?
Unless
Because you
you're
have a beer can.
No, but just in general. Just in general, I would always like it's a young guy thing. Like, why do you need lube?
what?
Aren't you-
turn you
Yeah,
on? Your pussy
exactly.
not wet? And it's like, honey, you put 2 minutes into kissing me. You felt on my titties twice, yanked them like
did my
fucking
job.
cranks.
Did my
You
fucking
shoved your
job.
hand down my pants, and you expect me to be wet off
Yeah,
that?
drippy.
That's not
The
enough.
average woman needs at least 14 minutes of foreplay in order to ensure an orgasm.
with
14
with the
minutes.
guy?
That's very specific too.
It
It's
is. It is.
yeah.
So guys, we're doing it all wrong.
Hey, yuck.
Yuck.
I'm telling you. The guys who do massages beforehand and stuff, and now you can't. You have to actually do the full massage and not just like, oh, get to the pussy, get to the pussy. Like you can't like stop it.
Well, hold on now.
Actually, help us relax, because when you like help all the muscles relax,
Also-
I'm gonna want to reciprocate.
Also, too, though, like, and I agree with that because it's funny. You must read my playbook because the massage is my go-to.
Yeah.
I actually have a massage table I will bust out and go to work on you. But cool thing about massaging women is so much of that tension and muscle is lower back and butt anyways, that it's like, guys, you're going to get to the good spot soon anyways. Like, just work on the rest and then get down. She going to love you for it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, actually help her. Don't just think about like how you're gonna get your dick wet and everything, because you're going to, because
Yeah, she's naked and letting you massage her. You're going to
ser-
get some.
You're serving her.
Yeah.
You are there for her and for what like her muscles and her body needs, and to like serve someone like that and serve your loved one, I guess, if you love them, you know, and you want to show
Sexual
love
partner.
to them. Sexual partner. Like, I don't know. I try to show love to all of my sexual partners, because if you're not
And we
doing
love you
it,
for it.
if you're not doing it with love, like, it's just like, it's pure of intent, at least. But
Those damn nails.
damn nails, yeah.
That's how you hit the spot right there, guys. It was almost like a gong going off.
Right.
And you know, something else, I don't know what we're at on time, but it was something you and me spoke about a while ago that I thought was really cool, and we should probably talk about on the podcast. So I was a part of a porn star chat group on Twitter in Vegas, and it was a lot of drama. It was a lot of drama. You got a lot of 18 to 25-year-olds in there, and there was producers, and it was a lot of drama. Eventually, some of the girls broke off and formed the women's only group. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't have been invited. But they definitely, a lot of heads up about this producer, this guy, this situation.
Yeah.
And that's the closest I've ever seen, but you have a blacklist.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think that the whole industry
That
has
you
a
that
blacklist
yeah, but
now.
that you would share if asked.
Yeah, I feel like every girl, if they want that blacklist, if they want it, you let me know and I'll share it with you, because all of us need to make informed decisions. Of course, if you want to shoot with them, that's totally your prerogative. Just know that other people may have information on them too. So, I mean, there are some people that I choose not to shoot with. And this has been, from the beginning, I will always check up on people. If you want to shoot with me, I don't just automatically go, yep.
Right.
I go, hey, Gigi, have you heard about, or have you shot with, or do you know anyone about this? Because I am too anxious. I don't want to walk in there and feel unsafe in a situation and stuff. So most of the time I don't do anything without, referrals and stuff. But I guess that's kind of like a...
By the way, anybody who's listening, Gigi just got here.
Hi. Sorry, I'm late.
So just in case. I assume most people would be watching this and see you walk in, but just in case.
Hi.
Yeah, I realize, like, even with the list too, and I'm like, I'm that nerd, that person that I've been living at a cam house for so long that I feel like I keep getting asked the same questions from girls. So I've put all of
Did
the
you
answers.
see my welcome book?
Exactly, in a binder. In a binder. I loved your binder.
Who's binder
because-
people?
Yeah, I
We're
appreciate
all
binder people.
We're all binder people.
I'm like, just give me the information. So in the binder, like, I've got what you need to bring to set. Put this in your set bag. These are the clothes you might need. These are the stores close by, how close they are and the hours that they are. These are phrases you can say on set. This is a JOI instruction. This is, like, aftercare for arnica, for boric acid, for, if like, whatever if I have a hairdresser or if I have a masseuse or something, I'm like, okay, I've been around here in this area long enough, and I'm
She's
like,
the Angie's list of porn stars. Charlie's list.
yeah, and I'm
tips and tricks book.
and I
for the
will.
industry.
I just want to know all the information. I think that's what it is, and I want to help share that information because, look, before there were history books, there were the elders in the tribes who pass down the information. And if we don't tell each other, then how are we going to tell each other? So give me that information so I can bestow it on other people if they need it, and give them the tools that they need to make the informed decisions.
Information is knowledge.
That's good.
Knowledge is
Well-
power, right?
Well
Yeah.
said. Well said.
Yeah.
I get you on being prepared too. I have like an entire bookshelf in there of ladies' products for you guys to have
Oh my
everything
God.
you need
Can
for
we,
a shoot.
Can we share lists? Do you have a list?
Yeah. What do you need?
That would
Actually,
that would be a
um,
very comprehensive list.
God, my nipples are getting hard just thinking about it. List? You're going to compare lists?
She's got a binder boner. A binder
Oh
boner.
my God.
The
Oh my-
ladies' shelf
I don't
in there
know,
keeps
this makes me
growing
think of
each time
Lexi
new
Luna,
models
the
come.
little teacher. Yeah, like the teacher in her. She's just like, oh yeah, you got some number 2 pencils? Oh my God. Oh. She had a whole box of them that were unsharpened because she just liked the way they look. You know, we all have our things. Okay.
Okay.
All right, rock and roll.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You know, we all have to have our hobbies outside of porn.
Mine's
Yeah.
bleach.
Yours is bleach?
I love bleach. I bleach everything.
Yeah.
I buy only white towels and white sheets because, like, sometimes just this, like, that hotel smell.
Yeah.
You know, like when you climb into that. Like, I want my bed to smell like that at all times. Really? Yes.
It's amazing. I don't know the pheromone she's putting out, but even talking about bleach, I'm like, oh, that's sexy. Tell me more about the bleach.
Do you want me to
It's just-
bleach your toilet?
Oh my God.
I'll
She's
scrub
so
it.
clean.
I'll scrub it.
So
scrub it hard.
Have her come over and do some voiceover work for me.
Right.
Shit, I'm just gonna read sexy stories and start selling that.
I love it. I know. I love the ASMR.
Oh my God, yeah, I've become hooked on it as well.
Oh my God! When I was a kid, I actually I had a CD. You know, a kid, not a child or anything, but you know, as a young adult, I had a CD. It was called Cyborgasm, and it was. I guess it was like the first ASMR because you put it up. You had to put on headphones. It was like a stereophonic experience, and so like it would be like the chick. She's whispering in your ears. Oh, I'm gonna fuck you, so I'm gonna. And then all of a sudden she's over here. She's like, I'm so fucking.
really?
It's fucking so trippy, dude. It was cool.
I love that
You just,
shit.
you know, dark room and fucking.
We should recreate that.
Yeah.
go to town.
Oh shit! That reminds me. I have a custom to do.
I actually try and tell girls for their OnlyFans to film the audio of them fucking, and don't even send it out a video. Just film the audio.
Yeah.
You can
like
do
a
audio
JOI.
masturbation or something like that. But yeah, I even tell them like you don't have to. No makeup on or anything like that. If you got your dude or your fuck buddy over, just like have the phone record it and remember you're being recorded.
Yeah.
And just sell that thing. That'll sell for money right there. Just sell the audio.
Mine would be nasty.
That's hot. Yeah.
Mine would
Yeah,
be
some people are
nasty.
very auditory. Like I'm like that. Like
You would buy it.
like I can
Mine
watch a
would come
porn
with
for
bite
20
marks.
minutes and jerk off and not even. But as soon turn on the sound and it's over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just I'm just very
You're
auditory.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. I love that idea though. Yeah, because like the custom that I have to make is just an audio one, and I'm kind of cuckolding him because him and his girlfriend, he likes to watch her have sex with other guys and everything, but he wants me behind him in his ear.
Oh, I got
Wrapped
it.
around, jerking him off and being like, you like that? You like watching her fuck other guys in front of you? She's such a good little slut, isn't she? And he was like, and just, just in his ear, just like this. And he was
So
like,
you're the husband's, like while she's getting
Yeah,
fucked.
in a lot of scenes like that,
Yeah.
she would be the
like,
the bull's wife, pretty
yeah,
much.
like I'm
like
wrapped
that. I'm
behind,
getting a
I'm
little
Wishing you
wrapped
could fuck like
around
my
you.
husband can.
Oh my God, I love that.
We're gonna
That's
have
like
to charge for this
cuckolding.
episode right now.
Right?
It's kind of hot here.
It's like cuckolding 2.0.
Yeah. And it's just like right in your ear, so it feels like it's so personal.
So personal. It's like,
Yeah. Because if I was looking at the camera and I was doing this and I was like, yeah, you like that. And it's like, it's not about this face, it's about the voice of and how they're speaking to you.
Someone, and I'm stealing this idea from someone, guys. So I don't, if whoever actually came up with it, it was one of my friends, and I'm sorry, I can't give you credit because I don't remember who it was. Great fucking idea is the custom is your wife is in the next room taking it from the bowl. And his wife comes in, and it's kind of like a little bit of cuckold shame, but a lot more of her taking pity on him. And the girl who filmed this one was great because she had a male actor kind of just sitting on the bed with the camera in front of him. She had like an audio track playing, so you could hear the ass slapping against the pelvis, fucking in the next room of a girl being wrecked. And it was like, oh, that's fucking genius. That's
like that.
And she comes in and
She ends up like pity hand job, pity blow job, or something like that. Like it's cute. This is that small. I see why your wife likes my husband. I understand now. You probably should know they've been doing this for a while behind your back. But it's nice that they're kind of open about it now.
It turns me on so much to listen to other people have sex.
Oh yeah,
I
love
so
that.
voyeuristic. I'm so like.
But I like to watch them have sex though
Me too. So if I can like peek, like if I'm in a hotel room and I can hear them in the next room, I'm like, ooh, hey.
It makes you want to have sex.
It does.
You're like, can we like both have fun?
I'm
Like
hey,
compete? And
hey, can I come over? You
be like,
wanna
are you guys good looking?
come to the peephole. Right. Or when you hear them leave the next day, you run to the door. You're like, ooh, what you look
What
like?
you
working with
what
over
you,
there?
what is she walking?
High
How's she
five.
walking?
High five.
He
You get
walks
it, girl.
You get it, baby.
I mean, every time I've had to listen to people fuck in the last couple of years, it's usually been at a time of annoyance.
Really wanting
Like
to
at my
sleep.
pool party or something like that. And I'm like, there's only 3 bathrooms and there's 100 people here. Fuck in one of the bedrooms, for God's sakes. Jesus Christ. Or outside like the rest of us.
Outside like the rest of us.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I love when
Taking up a
like you're
tiny
at
ass
like a party
bathroom.
like that where it's completely acceptable to just fuck
And
anywhere.
you're sneaking off to the fucking...
And you're going to the bathroom. Oh,
Yeah.
now we have modesty? Okay.
Yeah.
That might be, you know
Bust in
what?
there when they're doing
I
blow,
can't
too.
lie,
Like,
that-
seriously. Got
that
the
was
fucking
me
mirrors
the
all over the
night-
house.
Yeah,
Get out
it's
of
a
the
porn
bathroom.
party.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the night I met Powell, was at a porn party. And I did sneak off and suck another guy's dick. He was busy in the pool.
That's the way the story starts.
I know. Like, I met him because I twerked on him and then followed me the whole night and played with my ass. And I'm like, you're a keeper. And we're hanging out in the pool. And then another girl, another guy, and him, they started fooling around. So me and her husband look at each other and we're like, you want to go do that blowjob? So her husband and I go upstairs and we videotape a blowjob and we come back down. We're like, what's up? Hi, guys. Because I had just met him that night. I'm not going to blow him that night. But I had known her and her husband, and we had
I
talked
do have
previously
standards.
about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm, like, that's
He
kind
wasn't
of...
paying for a
I
scene.
love you so
He
much.
wasn't paying for a scene, and we hadn't met, and I
Right.
didn't know his test, but I know, I had talked to the couple before, and she's like, I'm totally fine with you guys shooting.
Right.
And I had met them 2 other times before, so it was pre-consent. So
Gotcha.
it was like, yeah. Like, I'm a slut, but I'm like a consensual slut, though. I try to be at least, so... Was the cat just freaking out a bit?
That's at my high-tech studio. We got a fucking
There's a
cat running
dog.
around.
And there's a dog on the other side.
This is
so
the best studio
I
ever.
love this.
Yeah. It's the corner of Pal's bedroom. Really
Love
official.
it.
It comes with
On a
cats.
poker table.
Yeah, but on camera it's going to look great. I'm
This is
sure.
not sponsored by the Poker Club for anybody who's watching this. They didn't sponsor this.
Maybe they will, though.
Hold,
Pause.
please. Holding.
Please hold. Time for seatbelts.
And we're back.
Yes. All right.
The
Do
current
have
time.
a great DJ voice. So you
You
were
do.
you were a DJ before?
Yeah.
It's funny you
So
say
give
that.
me give me your DJ. Like give me like the
Who's
whole
next up on stage? Wait,
little-
pick a name.
Will you introduce us?
Yeah.
Will I introduce you?
Yeah.
Like, wait,
Charley Hart and
Coming to the
Gigi
main
Dior.
stage.
Yeah. We're coming to the main stage.
God.
We're coming to the
Coming in hot.
I haven't DJ'd in like 3 years, and you want to throw a 2-girl fucking
Yeah,
feature
this
show
is
at me? Like,
Just
yeah,
an
just
intro.
come up with it real
Okay,
quick.
just a little
It's been
intro.
retired for 3 years.
You're killing me here.
I like when you're just like, welcome back. Oh, welcome back. And we're
Do
back.
the time and temperature then.
The time and temperature. What time is it?
time.
It is currently
9:56.
9:56 p.m. in Orlando, Florida. The temperature is approximately 85 degrees. Feels like 95 degrees.
Oh my God, that's so sexy. I love it.
That was hot.
I love people's customer service voice.
Yes.
Wayne actually had one of the clearest DJ voices at our club.
It's very
understand.
articulate.
One
Yes.
of our other friends, he was more meant to be a nightclub DJ, but he had a kind of a funny voice.
It was goofy sounding though. So
Hey, gentlemen, next on stage is amazing. All right, guys, let's do it.
Oh, God.
Typical. Yeah, the typical. And Wayne was one of the few who had the balls to be like, I'm talking normal. He was like, he went for the Brian character in Family Guy, just straight
I
up,
like it.
no voice.
yeah,
Yeah, all right, guys. Yeah, it's a blue light special.
giggity.
Yeah,
No doubt.
I never.
Oh, I love
DJ'd.
that when I think it was South Park way back in the late 90s. They did an episode at a strip club, and then one of them did the voice of the, all right, guys, next up on stage is Jerry. And, oh my God, all the texts I got. Like, he sounds just like you. Like,
We are so bougie when we go into strip clubs now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
what is your what? I guess what is your experience now with strip clubs? Having worked at them for so many years, like what is it like now going back?
Well, it's a
Go
sensory
first.
experience.
Oh, come on. We got to tell the Star Wars story. only nerds will get this. I haven't smelled it in all strip clubs, but we worked for a long time for the Deja Vu strip club chain, and I swear it's the carpet or the cleaning solution the entire company is required to use, but the clubs have a unique smell. And it's not a gross smell. It's the chemical clean smell.
Okay, good. Because when you think strip club and smell,
I think like dirty
I hadn't
carpet.
been in a club I'd been in a Deja Vu club in like 7 years, and then me and him went 6 months ago, and we walked in, and it was that scene from
Deja Vu?
No, we walked into a Deja Vu, and it was the scene from the Star Wars: The Force Awakens when Han and Chewie they go, "We're home." And me and Wayne walk. Wayne, we're home.
you're like
Yep.
I know this. I know this.
Now well, one thing is when we go to strip clubs now, we have money. So if you go into a strip club looking for a good time and you have money and you're probably not getting laid, which is the case at most strip clubs.
Right. You should always assume that.
It's a lot of fun. Like when you don't care, because like when you don't have a lot of money and you go in there and you care, you're like trying to pick like that one looks dirty. Like she looks like she needs to pay rent.
Yeah.
But when you go in there with money, it's a lot of fun because you're just like, I don't know how to say it. You just have a different attitude of throwing money at certain times or whatever, and just it's a lot more fun. But definitely, no, I don't really.
And now girls want to come home.
I was gonna say so.
It's a dog.
So it's kind of like the difference between. Ooh, I liked that.
That was
It's kind of like
sensory.
the difference between
Should be on
guys
there.
who chase pussy and who will just fuck anyone, and the
Yes.
guys who are like, look, I'll let it come to me.
Yes.
Like I will just, I'm good.
I'm good.
If you want, I'm totally. If you would like to,
Yes.
and you're like, yeah, like that's a
Or
good
even
way
the
to
ones
avoid
that are
a Me
like,
Too.
I don't want to sleep with you on the first date. You're like, well, short circuit. What? I'm sorry.
I'll have fun
What?
with that. I love doing that when you tell them like, what makes you think I'm going to sleep with you on the first date? Can't we get to know each other
See,
first?
That's my game. Like, I'm not sleeping with you.
I
tonight.
beat you to it. I'm not sleeping with you.
Yeah.
I'm not.
You
oh,
met me
God,
in a club. We would be like, I don't want.
I don't want you.
And you're like,
20 minutes later in the bathroom.
I'm not
going
fucking.
down.
Well, I
we
would
don't do
never
bathroom
fuck
sex.
You. You fuck in the pool like the rest of us.
Apparently I just said I'd be one of those people.
Yes.
These assholes clogging up my bathroom.
Just don't flush the condom.
That was the
please.
one. That was the one time it happened. I had to go pound on the door and go like, set a line for me out of the bathroom. I was get the fuck out of there. And the door opens and one girl who's naked stumbles out. The next girl who's naked stumbles out, and then Eddie J stumbles out. Like, I don't know what just happened. I was trying to pee. I just grabbed my dick, Kyle. I just went with it. I was like, cool. People gotta pee. He's like, I still never peed. I still never peed. They took turns passing me back and forth. Eddie's got a tough life. Nobody has more fun than Eddie J at a party. He just kind of floats. He comes in really high and he just floats.
Nobody has more fun than Eddie.
Yeah, nobody has more fun than Eddie.
Oh, so it finally came almost an hour in. Where Coco?
I know.
Yeah.
I just noticed that. I'm like, yeah.
Coco on vacation.
She's a traveling.
Yeah. We
she
worked hard to get where we at, and so yeah, she likes to travel and be on the go. So rock and roll,
I
girl.
appreciate people like that.
I love to travel.
Really?
I do.
Do you like to travel with people or alone?
So great question.
Yeah,
So I would say up until recently with people, but I've really learned to appreciate the liberation of just doing it by myself, of like getting my own car when I get there, and like I have like my setup, right? Like I have my little bag with my car charger in it. And, I have my routine, and like I still love when people come with me, but I have my routine now. So like if you're traveling with me, you better roll with me.
Yeah.
Like I like
Yeah.
boom boom. I've got like my packing down to a system. Like so I don't mind people coming with me, but I've definitely got going down by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
going
I
by
don't,
myself down. Sorry. I said that backwards.
Going down by
going down, going
down
down,
on
I go down by myself.
going
all the
down.
time.
If I could do that, I wouldn't leave the house.
I wouldn't be here right
How
now.
do you guys do? I don't know if it's just me. How do you guys do traveling with a significant other? How is that?
If I'm with
Spoiler alert,
traveling
I don't
with
do
him.
well.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm like I do. I love traveling alone.
Mm-hmm.
I do because it's just so because you don't have to be like, are you coming? You're holding your thing, and you just focus on yourself. I'm holding my shit. I'm keeping my shit together. But if we travel, we're good because he takes care of his shit.
Right.
Okay.
He's not a man child who's like, pack my bag. Packs his bag. He's got everything. He just shows up and he's ready to go. And I'm like, okay, all right, you're a good little companion. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry
Me and
about it.
Coco are on different wavelengths when the travel comes, and
That's tough.
it's exhausting.
Does she want to be independent and you want to like?
I,
what do you
she
want to
gets
do or
very. She gets. I'm talking about her. She gets very when she's stressed, which traveling stresses her. She enjoys it, but still stresses her.
It stresses
It's
everyone out.
yeah.
It's everyone.
She gets very controlling, and
Yeah.
I am not controllable. So
yeah.
there is, especially because. I mean, it was
like,
bad.
let's go. I'm like, I'm not
We were
going
going at it pretty bad, and we've gotten our bags checked. We now have our carry on. We're sitting on a bench. We haven't gone through security yet. I say that I did not say loud enough, so I will take some of the blame for it. That I was like, bathroom, I gotta pee. So I just walked away from her, and she like stomped her foot and go, Kyle, you're just gonna walk away from me? And I'm like, I gotta. Are you gonna get stolen? We're in the fucking airport. I gotta take a whip. You want to come hold it for me? Like Jesus Christ.
See, and how many things are just miscommunications because you didn't
Most
hear it.
of
And it's
them
like, you're abandoning me. It's like, I said, I'm sorry. I didn't say it
I
loud
just married
enough.
you.
I
How do you think I'm abandoning you already?
Why would you think I'm
legally I
abandoning
can't?
Unless I feed you to a shark,
Yeah.
or I threw it off of a
Right,
boat
like,
somewhere.
You want to go on a cruise?
To get rid of you, I get rid of you.
I know. I have predecessors that I could learn from how to get rid of you.
Glaring at her like, you'll know when I abandon you.
This will be the last thing that you see. So traveling for me with somebody else, I love the hotel sex. There is no sex like vacation sex.
I know. Every time,
It
if, like,
is-
if we look at Airbnb,
I do like high-rise balcony sex, not gonna lie. That's
Yeah.
especially on a beach.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
ever look on a beach. Oh.
Well, hotel sex in general, in the shower, in their bed.
Yeah.
I love being able to squirt in a hotel bed and knowing that those girls are going to change my sheets in the morning, and I'm like, I don't have to do the
Oh, there
laundry.
was shit in my bed. No, I don't have to clean it up.
I love shitting in a hotel bed. I'm joking. I'm joking.
I always wipe my balls on the curtain because I know they don't fix those. Dude.
They
don't wash
never clean those.
She's the one that's
Constant
like, hey, do you want the king? No, 2 queens. We're gonna fuck
We're
one
gonna
up.
fuck one
I'm telling
up.
you that. One's the fucking
One's a
bed.
fucking bed, one's a sleeping bed.
Yeah.
I do the
It's
two
about
queen.
to get nasty.
Oh God, those are the fun nights. So when you do get to
Right?
fuck between both of the beds,
Yes.
and you start on one and end on the other.
Yep.
Yeah, there was one night we started on one and on the other. We woke up, we're passed out. We're like, what the fuck happened? And my arm is asleep.
It's like, yeah,
and-
did I win or did you? I don't know who.
Yeah, if
We
I'm
both-
looking at pictures of like a hotel or Airbnb, I'm like, I'd fuck on that. I'd fuck on that. I'd fuck in there. Okay, book it.
Now-
book
Book
it.
it.
I
Do you
fuck
think-
on
Do you
everything.
Lots of
think we're
leather.
just screwed up, or we're just industry people who admit that?
I think we're just industry people that admit.
Yeah, like I think everybody does that, right? I think
every-
most normal people would be like, you want to fuck on that.
You want
like,
the
you're
most
looking at it too, but
luxurious
you just don't admit it.
Yeah, you want the most sexiest feeling. You want to feel.
I love being able to be loud. And I'm that neighbor where they're hearing me and they're like, fuck,
Yeah.
fuck. Yeah.
Like even the vacation destination. Since the first time I went on my own vacation by myself, it's like, where do you want to go? Do you want to go see Europe? Do you want to? And I'm like, somewhere where the women are in bikinis or less. Like most of the time, even that was something me and Coco would butt heads over. Is like she would want to go do a Europe tour, and I'm like, can it be like Greece or
Yeah.
Spain, somewhere where you don't wear anything? Like that's what I'm going for. We have to wear clothes at home sometimes. So.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
In your
yeah.
house, you always have to wear clothes. It's too damn cold in here.
Yeah.
I think a parka is. My hands are. Like I just took my robe off to come in here. I was like,
Should try living here.
okay.
Put hair in your chest, Wayne. Make you a man.
That's why
Like,
he has
dude,
such
I'm-
hairy animals.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, they're fine. People
they'd
are
be
always
ice
worried how they.
cubes.
Aaron's saying it's normal.
Yeah, people.
For us to and I think most people, like if they're having a nice vacation, they're like, I hope I have sex there. That would be really nice.
Can you imagine vanilla people?
Do you
Do you think vanilla people are as horny as we are?
At least one of them.
One of the vanilla people in a couple, or one vanilla person?
I don't think it's that. It's
Or
that
civilians,
simple. It's that black and white. It's
No.
like vanilla people are not as horny as us. No, there's vanilla people out there who are just vanilla because that's who they were raised to be. But in
Right.
the back of their head, they're like,
That was
I
me.
want to stick my finger in your ass and pick you up like a 6-pack. You know,
That was me.
Fucking weirdos.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I wasn't a weird.
But
Well,
they're
I guess
gonna-
you could
but
call
they're
me a
also-
weirdo. Yes.
They're also going to stay that,
That course.
vanilla, you know. And
Yeah,
they-
that's the biggest thing is like they probably all have it, but they're suppressed with it. And it's something about the adult industry of like, even if you are, which, you know, I could say this for me, the most part, me and Coco were monogamous except for work. And just that extra little, like ability to be not monogamous while working almost made the monogamous sex fun.
Yeah.
And so
Totally.
I definitely think like there's only so much you can learn about your partner for random horny sex.
Yeah. Unless you guys are having a conversation and playing with other
And who does
people.
that?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's I've told this story a million times. It's an old episode of a tool or Home Improvement with and Jill is complaining to Tim about something, and I think they'd been on a dry spell for sex, and they're talking about that, and Jill goes, "Well, I read an article where couples in their 60s on average are having sex 4 to 5 times a week," and then Tim coughs and goes, "With each other?"
Yeah. I mean,
So yeah, I don't know, man. Just the normal people, the monogamous people, man. It's tough.
So
It's tough.
in my if I'm in a relationship, that's the case. Like I've had people come right out and say like, you're a swinger because you're in the sex industry, or you're in the lifestyle, or you have an open relationship. But I don't feel that way because I sleep with other people for work, and that's where if it's not on camera, then it doesn't happen. Like I don't just go sleep with random people to sleep with random people.
Yeah.
And people can't wrap their
I think
head
about the
around
repercussions
that.
of sleeping with other people.
yeah.
Think about not making any money.
I
That's
know
another good
that fucking for free.
Right,
Are
man.
you
I'm at, like,
Look
I
at all
should-
those people with no money.
Yeah, like I mean,
Not
obviously,
making
you know,
anything.
as a producer, I'm like, I should be filming this. Like, why am I not filming
Yeah,
this? I'm losing
and there's
money.
always those times that you're not filming it, and you're like, "God damn this, God right now," and you're just mad because you're not getting it on film.
And I'm like, damn, I would have to get consent from this one. OnlyFans will never let me post this
Yeah.
without his
Damn, I
consent.
should have had him sign something first. When he was
That's gonna-
when he was still horny.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be on your Tinder application. Will you sign consents to be released on OnlyFans, please? I'll give you a month free.
Hell yeah,
Right?
that may work.
We'll see.
Anything you can do to market yourself, right?
So, OnlyFans. I don't know. Should we talk about that at all? How's OnlyFans? Do we like OnlyFans? Do we like what it's done for the industry?
I like it. I like. Well, I mean, good and bad, of course. It's changed it. The industry is always changing. Of course, we love it to see. Of course, I love to see women being more empowered and being like,
Rock and roll,
"No,
right on."
I have this many followers and I have this much, so yeah, I do deserve this." OnlyFans and
Empower.
it empowers women, but also it's like, sweetheart, you're not going to get $5,000 for a boy girl.
God.
and I think it's great if you make $5,000 off of a boy girl, off of a clip and everything on OnlyFans. And of course you totally can. But there's a different reason that we do porn and that we're on set. So you have to, you kind of have to cool your britches and be like, humble yourself.
Yes.
You are the highest paid person on that set that day too. The PA, they are not making as much money, and it's like, show up on time, you be perky, bring donuts for the people, bring a freaking pen and your IDs.
Yes.
You know, it's just like,
Being
it's,
prepared.
be prepared,
Be
be a
prepared. Be an
professional.
adult.
Yeah, be an adult and stuff. So it does scare me how many like the parties, the OnlyFans parties are like exciting, but also
She's
like
talking about me.
but also like really scary though too. I get really scared about, you know, if anything's being passed around and stuff. I try to be very aware with my sexual health and
Yeah.
stuff. So
Yes.
Yeah.
so I love to hear we all did tests, you know, before this day, and we all, you know, so I'm like, okay, you guys are quarantining, you guys are doing stuff. I'm
Right,
like,
right.
but yeah, but I keep my eye on.
I would say that typically with my OnlyFans parties, besides the story I told you earlier, we only really invited industry.
Yeah.
I mean, you're still running a risk there, but we weren't like, they were industry parties where it was like, hey, we're here to shoot content, OnlyFans, have fun. If you don't want to shoot, mingle. But yeah, because at my last party, we had 2 or 3 people that were kind of, one of them got kicked out. But it was funny. All 3 of the kickouts, you would say, were amateurs.
Yeah.
Or somebody's friend who was brought or something like that. They weren't actual industry.
And
I was
that's
like,
the funny thing is because they would be non-industry and they'd possibly look at me and they'd be like, oh, she's industry. She's a fucking slut. But I would not have sex with anyone that night. Now, if I'd talked to him beforehand, you know, like at the party, and I'm like, yeah, we knew we were going to, but I'm like, most of the time, I'm not going to sleep with you that night. And I'm like, and if we're pulling up tests, but most of the time, I actually have to like you before I have sex with you. Like, I mean, if I'm on set, I can get a quick little introduction, 15-minute, and be like, okay, we're going to pound this out. I'm going to get the biggest nut out of you ever.
Right.
And like,
On
do my
set,
job.
we don't have.
I love working with Charlie. I love working with Charlie. It's
I'm gonna say the nasty shit.
On set, we don't have to have that chemistry because that's not what we're there for. But when you're shooting content, you get to be a little pickier.
yeah.
yeah,
And
right.
you get to, you know, I was shooting content and it was going to be girl.
Mm-hmm.
We were going to go live and everything was going well. We started with like Instagram Live, like, you know, very PG. And all of a sudden, this guy shows up and nobody told me and nobody was tested. And I
Oh.
was like, they were like, oh, well, you know, you just, I was like, I'm out. I'm out. I'm sorry. Like it's
I'll
not
hold the
worth it
camera.
to me. Like,
Yeah, hold the
if-
camera. Charlie, you're so sweet. You're like, I got screwed, but I'm going to hold the camera. I'll
yeah.
slow.
I still want to watch though.
I was like, oh, I'm good. Thank you. So I just gracefully, I was like, you know, I have to go. And I just, be polite about it. You don't have to be jerky about it. But at the same time, like we were discussing earlier, we're responsible for our sexual health, but we're also responsible for the sexual health of our co-stars.
Yeah.
And that's a big responsibility, and it's not one to be taken lightly. And I think we would have a better environment if more people took it more serious.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it's not just OnlyFans people, and it's not just porn people. But to answer your question about how I feel about OnlyFans, I think it's liberated a lot of people. I think it has definitely killed the like watching other people have sex. Like, how many times can you watch a couple have sex like holding their phone? You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of
Everyone's
over.
making it now.
Everybody's doing it,
Yeah.
and everybody has an like.
Fun story about that.
Which I kind of like though too, because after getting into this industry, I can't watch my friends.
Nope, I can't watch
scenes.
porn.
I can't watch porn. So it's almost good when it's foreign or when there are people I don't know or when it's super close up because I'm like, good,
agree
I
with
don't
that. Somebody
know you.
amateur, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely agree with that.
Yeah,
So
a good point.
And the business itself has shifted. 2019, 2020, during the pandemic, especially the pandemic, it's taken off. The money's good. And I remember talking to a couple amateur friends. So it's coming from the strip club industry. Obviously, I've had tons of friends get into the business in one way or another over the years, and the amount of them, you know, the clubs are all closed all over the country. Nobody can dance. And I'm like, guys, get on OnlyFans. The money's stupid. And I mean, at the time when they were sending out checks, I mean, you can make $5,000 a month being like a one-legged idiot, and you'd still clean up on that. And then just now they're all hitting me up. Now they want me to help, and I was like, man, you and everybody and their mama.
Right.
And on top of that, it's like, I think I want to get on it, Kyle, but I want to take just feet pics. And I'm like, oh, sure, just like everybody else wants to
Right.
do. Like, and it's you know, and not to throw you under the bus, but you were talking to a friend who was talking about doing it. And it's like, nowadays, if you want to make serious money, nowadays if it's not taking dick, it ain't gonna work.
No.
Like just because there's thousands of amateur girls trying to do exactly what you're doing, and you're all chasing the same dollar.
I was with a group of people who don't are outside the sex industry, and they didn't know
Civilians. Yeah.
Don't know what I did. They're clueless. So they were all talking, and they were like, "Yeah, I'm going to start an OnlyFans, and I'm going to make $10,000 a month with just my feet, or I'm going to sell like my pickles." And I was like,
And who are you going to market to?
I'm thinking,
how are you going to market
oh my God, if
yourself?
only were that easy, first of all.
know.
And I'm like,
I can't wait to talk to you about continue on this because I got something coming for you on
okay.
that one.
But you were saying something else about 2020. That's when I started camming, was during like COVID, because you could and that was like
It was government funded camming.
it was.
I don't want to get into politics here, but Trump sent them out, and Biden kept them going. Thank you for those, man.
Right,
I bought a
like
house.
you're able to stay home, and I didn't do OnlyFans during COVID, which stupidly, but camming was a great way of kind of tiptoeing into the industry without feeling like I was a sex worker.
And now we're like diversified, do absolutely everything.
You got to. You
And
gotta
do as
everything
much
if
as
you
you
want to stay in the
possibly-
industry.
I just started a new thing. Instead of doing TikTok, I just signed up for Slushy.
Slushy, I've heard great things about them.
I've been looking at the Rumble platform, which is the alternative to
I've heard
YouTube,
of that,
just to see if we need to put Life at Balls on there. It seems like they're a little more
Might as
loose and
well.
lax.
They are.
Might
Yeah.
as well diversify.
Not- yeah, I mean, they're not a porn
'cause,
site, but,
you're
they're-
going to see people on every different avenue.
I was in a content house here in Orlando, and the creator who was shooting it was a comedy house, but they had gotten taken down on YouTube a couple days before the content house, and they went on Rumble, and it was a great experience. It ran very smoothly. It was a great experience.
The other thing we were talking about, though, people talking about getting in. There's accounts that are out there, and I personally on my OnlyFans, the highest I've ever been ranked, and I held it for about a week, was 0.14%. So I have a rough idea of how much money that is.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a rough idea of all the percent. I remember being in the top 5% and thinking I had made it.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen all the different numbers and the amount of people who lie.
I was
Fucking
Well, you were saying that, and I'm
lie.
like, you're about to say how many girls lie.
Lie
And they're
to each
I'm a
other,
point
to-
this 00, and I'm like,
no, you're not.
To spoil it down there is we have an OnlyFans management promotion business, so we help girls run their OnlyFans. We run it with them. We don't run it for them. We have access to a lot of accounts, and I've watched girls who are friends with each other be hanging out here and lie to each other. And, I'm not going to cause drama or anything, but I'm like, I have access to both your accounts. Neither of you have ever done that kind of money.
No.
Neither, not even close.
And why?
why? I'm not.
Why?
Why lie about how much money
If you
you're
make
making?
20 grand a month and I'm
on.
making $1,000 a month, who cares? What can I learn from you to help me instead of lying about it?
I know.
I don't understand
You
that.
talking to money to me means nothing.
Nope.
You
I
wanna,
hate talking.
You want to give me some experience. You want to teach me something that maybe I
Totally.
can learn. If we can help each other.
Absolutely.
But your money means nothing to me.
And if I'm making that and you come to me, I'm going to be like, I'm going to shout you out. Let me out.
Yeah, how can I help you?
How can I help you?
So
There's
we're gonna-
enough
There's
of
so
this
many
to go
people
around.
masturbating.
We're gonna get juicy to this. So we're gonna go into this category before we wrap anything up. So there's the people, and I ran into a couple of these girls in Vegas who they're making 25 grand a month on their OnlyFans. They were. It was a pandemic. It was great. One of the girls was offering a booklet and training she was selling to other girls, and when
Was she selling it through her OnlyFans that they
No,
can
no,
purchase
she was kind of semi-industry, but of course, when the stimulus ran out, her money dropped. It was what's it when the tide goes out? You see you skinny dipping. She plummeted, and to where one of my partners in Vegas took over her account.
Yeah.
And we were able to go through and look, and that 25 grand a month was either done through the rip and run, which is basically where you lie to the guy. My personal favorite is where you see a girl sell a video, and it's the videos, you don't see a picture and you hear watch me take this massive black cock for $20. They buy it and it's a black dildo. Stuff like that. They lie to the guys. And this girl got away with it. And then the other way is the affiliate program. Where you sign up under me and you use my code and I get 5-10% of you.
Yeah.
And this girl had 25-30 girls all feeding her.
Yeah.
And all she knew how to do was rip and run.
Which is probably the pamphlet. Like, I'll teach you, but you have to
How to
sign
lie,
up on
how to cheat, how to
Right.
steal.
How many girls who are like, oh, do you want me to shout you out? How many fans do you have? And then they're like, oh, I'm running this great package deal.
Yeah, there we go.
And
Yes.
you can tip me through my OnlyFans. So really what you're saying is that your percentage is what you make off of other models trying to promote them.
Yes.
You
and
ain't
I
doing-
have to
you
join
ain't-
your OnlyFans. So now
And
you're
I'm like,
getting
so
my
your
money
numbers
there.
mean boo to me.
I just had a
sweetheart.
girl PM me that in Instagram. She was like, I've got, 14,000 followers. Do you want to do shout out for shout out? I was like, you don't want to do a shout out for shout out with me, honey. You were barking up the wrong tree. Carry
Well, I
on.
actually, so we have the promotion business, and once again, for anybody who's watching this, who's ever seen my stuff, you know exactly how I do it. We do the shout out video with you. Sometimes I'm in it, sometimes I just film it. It's just, hey guys, this is so and so. Her OnlyFans is free. Go follow it. I put it in all my trailers, all over Pornhub and X videos. After 6 or 8 months, your shout out has been viewed 10, 15, 50 million times.
Wow.
And you get a small percentage. You're not
Yeah.
getting a huge turnover on that, and that's how it goes. I am a average fat dude with a regular sized dick, and I've got 64,000 followers on OnlyFans. Real followers. I don't have to buy them.
Right.
And I have to warn all my amateur friends or girls who don't want to, especially girls who just don't want to listen. And I'm like, they're hustling you.
Yeah.
I can go out right now and pay, 10 grand and buy 1 million followers on OnlyFans and be the most followed guy on OnlyFans. And then when you do a shout for shout with me, I'm going to get all your real fans, and I'm not going to send you dick. And these girls just don't realize that shit that I've tried. I'll actually cut girls off who are following, or who are not I'm following, but who we're promoting, if they do that. Because I'll even kind of tell them, like, you're bringing a cancer into the rest of us, and I don't want you shout for shouting for what the other girls work with, because now we're all have bots on us.
Yes.
So
Nope.
if you want to
Thank
go
you.
that route,
Bye-bye.
be patient. My way works. Takes time, but you'll get there. I've got friends who've been with me 2 years, 2.5 years, and they got 25, 30,000 followers.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's
that's
like I've never, when you shout me out, I don't ever have bots. I remember there was a girl who shot me out, and all of a sudden I had all these bots, and I'm like, I've never had this before.
we're
But,
trying to
yeah,
we're trying to avoid embarrassing people, so no names. But we had a girl who was on the rise in like 2016, 17, 18, 19, was blowing up. Had a kid, got married, and got out of the industry. Tried to get back in. Eventually, has us take over her account, and she's making $300-400 a month, and she can't figure out what's going on because she's got 7,300 followers. And so we, me and my partner, Crystal Clark, we're going through everything and looking at it. And finally, we just asked her, like, did you buy a shout out? And she goes, yeah, this girl in England shouted me out, and she sent me thousands of followers. And we're
But are
basically
they
able to figure out
paid?
300 were real followers. The
Yeah.
other 7 were bot, because we couldn't figure, we'd send out DMs and like
And then hardly any of
50
them
people
get
are opening them or looking
Yeah.
at them. Like, this makes no sense for that many followers. It's like, oh, that's why. That makes a lot more sense.
It's not about how many fans you have. What percentage is actually opening and purchasing?
So the other fun story I'll tell, and this just happened recently. We'll avoid names once again. I will say this: I have it was a weirder shoot for me. My I guess you would say first love hit me up, got the hey text message in the middle of the night, and I wasn't sure what it was about. And she was a very conservative girl. She's happily married now and has kids, so it was a little strange. Felt a little bit. What was it? "Lips of an Angel" by Hinder playing or something like that. Like, I don't know which oddly enough was her favorite song we dated. But
I love that you remember that.
yeah.
That's actually
it was the first love. Like, I mean, I'm happy with who I'm with. Like, that hasn't changed. But it was just that's always stuck with you. She definitely
always.
turned me into a man. That was it. She took me from a little boy to a man. Taught me a lot. But she. Probably, I'd love to talk some shit, but I remember the first time with her. I'm so glad she believed in second chances, because that first time, it was like
Shout outs.
It was American Pie. We worked at the club, so I got to her at 4 a.m, and we didn't sleep all that night. And I am not embarrassed to admit it was like I finished 6 times, and we kept recharging, and I'd be 30 seconds. So I'm like, oh my gosh, she's the hottest girl ever, and just so thank God she gave me a shot on night
just
2.
to let you know, we as women kind of think that is the most endearing thing
is.
ever. They're like,
It's so
you
sweet.
really, my pussy is that
That
good.
amazing.
Well,
I am
and I'm
that
reassuring her that
sexy.
I don't
And,
have
like,
this problem
stop.
normally. But I'd been into her for so long. I had a crush on her for a year before she gave me a shot, and
I say shout out to all the second chances out there.
Right?
Shout out.
yeah.
Because right after I got divorced, like the first guy I slept with, I was in a sexless marriage for a very long time. So the first guy that I slept with after my divorce, I was like,
Riding him like,
woohoo! And I forgot, like,
Guys might have that problem every now and then.
I was like,
Can't stay in the saddle.
yeah, I was like, what? I didn't remember, like, I was like,
What do I do?
I'm like a little clunky. I'm like, I don't remember how to do this. I've come a long way in 6 years.
I feel like I'm a virgin again.
Yeah, well,
Be gentle.
I don't know. Yeah, something like that. I was like, please be gentle. And then I was like, smack my ass. Pull my hair.
So I tell you about the first love. So she hit me up. It wasn't anything super inappropriate. Her and her husband wanted to try OnlyFans.
Oh, okay.
And, once just because we had that pass, I was like, I got you. Like, and the husband was cool with it. Me and him had a lot of talks. So it was nothing going on there. And he was like, teach us. And I showed him some stuff across the country. And like their first month, she made like, $3,000 to $5,000. And I said, kind of the next step is you guys got to come shoot with me. Yeah. And so they flew out together and, she's working with me. So there's definitely like that awkwardness. So of course I arranged an orgy shoot that they could sell, and he's been with the same woman for 12 years, so he was excited too. And that's what he was, and so it was a little nerve-wracking for her because with me it's straight business. She's not feeling anything like that. It's comfort with me because it's me. But with him, she's like, you
need to realize that this is now business for your husband. If you guys are getting into this, you need to detach and realize that.
So I bring the girls over, and I sent them all the girls that I was going to send them yours, but I didn't know if I could get you up here to shoot with them on those dates. So I sent them all my Central Florida girls that I know I could kind of get here.
Okay.
And they picked the two girls. So we do that, and it was a fun shoot. It was a funny shoot because obviously anybody who's done, especially if you've done my shoots, there's a lot of breaks. There's a lot of comedy behind it. There's a lot of it's not super sexy.
Yeah.
So afterwards, I'm the only one who's actually working when we're done. I'm the one who's having to do the file transfers.
For sure.
So everybody else, I've got 3 gorgeous women and a happily but horny married guy out by the pool. I'm inside in the office sweating. So
in this house you're sweating?
Right?
Yeah. That's why we keep it so cold. Just
I have
for
Viagra
him.
pumping through my system. One of the girls leaves. So now we've got the amateur couple who's my friends and another girl out there who is a friend. And they're talking. And I poke my head out a few times. But I mean, it's literally the sun is beating down right on the spot they're at. And I'm like, I don't need to sweat. So my dad goes out to use the pool and everything. And he's not part of the conversation. He doesn't know him that well. He just wanted to cool off after his workout. So I'm coming out of my office. He's coming in with the towel wrapped around him. And he goes, hey, go out there and unfuck that. And I was like, what? And he goes, I'm not even in this business, and I'm listening to the stuff that girl is telling them. And he goes, I know it's fucking stupid and wrong. Like, I know that's not how... I've heard you and Wayne talk about how the OnlyFans business works, and I know she's, like, just full of shit on what she's telling him. So I go out there, and the girl ended up having to leave, so it's just me and the couple again. And I said, what did she tell you? And they start going through it all, and I'm like... I have access to her account. Like the best she ever did was like $5,000 to $7,000 a month, and they're like, she said 30. And I was like, everything she just told you. Don't do any of that.
Erase it.
Yeah, like I was having to tell them.
I never pretend to know anything about most shit unless I know some shit.
And it's just like everybody wants to. And one of the other girls kind of gave him advice too, and I was like, that girl. With her style, it doesn't sell extremely well, but she's making extra money. It's a side job. In Jenny, my first love, in her first month, she did double what that girl had ever done in her best months. Wow. So it was just kind of like, don't listen to anything they said. Listen to me. Yeah. And I feel very like kind of weird. Like, don't fucking listen to them. Like not the cult leader over here, but like don't fucking listen to them.
Don't break my eye contact.
Yeah.
Focus.
But, anyways, that's my favorite. Go out there and unfuck that right now.
That's so funny.
Because it's one thing because it's like I can make the content, but for someone to be like, look, this is selling and we need to make more of this content and be like, oh yeah, because I'm just out here willy-nilly just being like, this is what I like and this is what I think and I think I look cute and maybe they'll think this. And it's like, maybe let's tweak it and add a little bit of a storyline and actually, something, substance. And I'm like, oh yeah, that too. Okay.
Do you feel that being a guy and like running the OnlyFans like management, you have a better hold on like what guys want. So it's easier to like tell us like, all right, guys want, this, and this, and that flows like.
Okay. To answer that, first of all, I got to make sure I give credit to my partner Wayne. My job is to wine you, dine you, and sign you.
Got you.
I promote the shit out of you, and I shoot with you. Wayne does a lot of the daily management, so I got to first of all give props to him.
Gotcha.
Now, I'd say we came up with a battle plan. I was kind of already had a battle plan, and Wayne has definitely added to it.
Executed.
But everything I shoot, every way I sell it, everything I do is what I want to see as a fan. And I always tell everybody, I feel like I'm 65% of the guys.
Gotcha.
There's going to be 35% out there who are going to be weird, who are into some stuff, who are not going to want to see this, who aren't going to
Which
see
is
that.
what we discussed earlier. Yeah.
but
the stuff you just don't get.
But
okay.
Or also, too, it's my theory. You guys are veterans, so this may be different to you, but I run into this a lot with my OnlyFans girls that we're helping out. And girls who aren't in the industry, maybe they're just OnlyFans girls. They think that guys just want X, whatever this may be. And it's usually just gonzo, it's two people fucking. And I tell them all that, unfortunately, they just haven't learned how men change. When a guy's 12 years old, up to 25, he just wants to see fucking. That other stuff might be fun, but just two people slamming together, he's instantly hard. When a man gets over the age of 25, and especially up into 30s, he needs more.
But why?
Why are these two
fucking?
Yeah, exactly. Why is she fucking the big dick UPS driver? She seems happily married. Look at the house she's in. Tell me more.
Does her husband know?
Yeah, are they in?
Poor
why is
husband,
this?
he's hard at work.
I can't even get an erection right now because I'm fucking,
Analyzing.
Yeah, I'm fucking watching this shit.
Yeah.
So, I kind of just try and steer everybody in like, you're going for that crowd that's 25 and older, 30 and older, the crowd that actually has money. As 18, 19-year-old guy, he's probably not rolling in dough. He's not going to be spending, you might get the 18-year-old who's like, in the military or something like that, who can spend half his paycheck on, instead of it just being a stripper, it's an OnlyFans girl.
Yeah.
But, for the most part, the guys who can actually like not bat an eye and put $1,000 tip on a credit card, those guys aren't going to be there. Give them more, give them a story. So that's generally what I go with is like, this is what I feel like 65% of the guys are going to want to see. Sell it to me this way in this fashion, and I'll probably buy. And when I talk about my numbers and what I'm making, I'm right.
Right.
The numbers,
Yeah.
Because I feel like
numbers don't lie.
getting a guy's perspective, like you just said, like girl thinks like, okay, like sometimes I think like an outfit's sexy, and a guy will look at it and be like,
Yeah.
missed the mark there. Like,
A lot of times girls are great at picking cute outfits. There's nothing wrong with that. I love a good cute outfit.
Right.
But having to switch from cute to sexy.
Yeah.
Like I was like, that's
it's a process, and sexy for one girl is not necessarily sexy for another. It's not a one size fits all. Like you have to find your own sexy. Like, and sometimes I feel sexiest naked.
Yeah.
Like I do. Like sometimes the extra like fluff of all the lingerie is like
my preferred outfit actually. But
yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. You throw some heels on there or something like
Right.
that. It's a fun little night. But
Speaking of like female gaze and male gaze, even when it comes to lingerie, I think is Honey Burdette. Unfortunately, women, we love the strappy, and guys are like, how the fuck do I get you out of that?
this. Right.
just put on my favorite T-shirt.
Exactly.
That
Just
would be
put on a
fun.
little see-through white
Yeah.
T-shirt and
Let me see your hard
know,
nipples through it.
Yeah.
And on game. And meanwhile, we're putting on thigh highs.
working so
and
hard.
Garter belts, and they're like, can I get to your vagina? like,
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
I do every now and then, especially when I started doing Life of Balls, there's the fun extra thing you get from girls, because typically girls show up on set and you're in comfy clothes, you're bumming it because we're here to shoot, and then we go instantly into naked, sexy outfit. And when I see the girls out in the wild showing up, and I'm looking at you like, oh my God, she's fully clothed. Oh my God, she looks so good. Like, you don't see that every now and then. I remember we used to run into that at the strip club.
Dude, I've been having
Yeah.
that since like '94. It's
Yeah,
like,
you work at the strip club for 3 months straight, and then you go to the mall one day, and you're like, "Oh my God, they're wearing clothes! Look at that!
Yeah.
Look at how those
Yeah,
jeans sit on
it
her
numbs
ass.
you to
I
a
don't know
point
what
where-
she looks like naked. That
Right.
could be
I
interesting.
want to see you in those baggy sweats and the big baggy. Oh God, that's fucking sexy.
Yeah,
I
there we
love
go.
that about you.
There we go.
God, because that's my jam.
Yeah.
Like
What's
you
under
see me
there?
traveling at the airport, and I'm in a hat, a hoodie, sweatpants. Like I look homeless.
Fuck off, stamped
try
across the
not to-
forehead.
What?
The fuck off, stamped across the forehead. Like,
My glasses say
Yeah.
fuck off, don't talk to me.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
earbuds in, like I am, don't talk to me, I don't want to entertain a thought from anybody else.
You've seen me like that at home.
Yes, I have seen you like that at home, walking up the hallway.
But when I'm out in anywhere, I'm ready though. I
Right.
don't go out in sweatpants.
Right. I only travel.
My parents trained me to be like,
Yeah.
if you're out of the house, you're ready. You're
Ready,
presentable,
presentable.
and shit. So.
that's what I say with what I wear. But to circle it back around though, with the amount of people who lie about what they do in this industry, so it's really gotten to the point because me, especially when I was in Vegas, me and my partner Crystal, with the numbers we were putting up on our OnlyFans and what we're putting up, and it's like, Crystal's in a sense a nobody at the time. I'm a nobody. And whenever you'd hear somebody start talking about numbers or what they're doing, I was addicted, like whip my phone out, like whip it out. There's mine. You can refresh that anytime you want. If you're whooping me, tell me what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah, I'll
Let's
happily learn.
share. Let's, like,
but I'd
build
watch people
this-
start
yeah.
trying to preach on what they're doing, and it's like, you're in the top 5%. You make $3,000 a month.
Right.
No, don't teach. Learn.
Right.
Don't.
It's funny you actually brought up my friend who wants to get into it and the lying actually in succession, because it's a conversation that she and I had. She wanted to get into it. She's like, well, I know a lot of girls that say they make a lot of money doing just girl and solo stuff. And I was like,
Show me where
ask
they are.
them to show you their numbers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see the numbers then. And then, well, we'll talk later.
There are about this many females that are making money doing girl. And they are signed contract girls that are already established, because I had that mentality when I first got in. I was like, I'll just do girl, and I'll sign with girlfriend, and I won't have to ever
It used to
take
be.
anybody's dick.
It used to be when I first started working at the Lion's Den, and there were, more contracts. It's like, yeah, you started and you did the girl, and then you finally
progressed.
did boy, girl, and then you finally, added more and everything. But now it's like, you ready
First
to do
day on
anal?
set, you're anal. Yeah, exactly.
With what you guys
first
just
day?
discussed, though, is exactly kind of what I said about the evolution of men, and when it comes to sexual interest, is girl is very much something as a guy you learn about as a teenager, and you're like, wait, they actually. That happens. I want to see that so bad, and then you can masturbate to it. It's amazing if you ever actually get to, like, at that age, you're okay with your girlfriend doing it in front of you because it's just so amazing. And then you get to a certain point where you're like,
Okay, where's
my
the dick?
dick's not
Yeah,
involved. Like,
Yeah.
If a dick is not involved.
Yeah, that's it.
what's
Yeah,
going
right.
on
In
here?
the porn, it's like if there's not a dick involved, or in real life, it's like but even in the strip club, it's like two girls, my girlfriend and a girl want to play together, and it's my girlfriend's like, I don't want you to fuck her, be weird. And I'm like, okay, you guys go out to the living room then. Like, I'm going to sleep if I'm not involved in this. Like,
Right.
and don't you want to watch? No. So, anyways, it's just funny because most, and that's a lot of that comes from women not realizing men who have money, their sex interests have changed at that age.
Yeah.
So,
I love a female's body. Like, I do. I think there's nothing sexier than a female's body. I love kissing. Kissing a girl is one of the sexiest things that you could possibly do. Like, their lips are so soft, and they just know how to match that
I
energy.
love doing this with you because we're like, so very good.
They're like,
Yeah,
yes,
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 yes.
keep talking,
Yes, yes.
keep talking.
Wingman,
ASMR.
wingman Charley Hart over here. Right here, like, yes,
Yeah, tell me more about this.
Actually, you probably be competition. You said wingman. She probably totally just snaked my my piece of
I
ass
get
for
the
night.
party started,
Yeah.
okay? I'll go grab the Hitachi real quick.
The group activity leader,
She did say she was a Girl Scout.
camp counselor.
Camp counselor, Girl Scout. I was both of those. Yeah.
With her binder? Can't you? Could you see her with camp counselor with her binder?
Totally.
I have masturbated
Is it-
thinking about her as a camp counselor.
With a binder.
First time she told me that, I'm like, yeah, we're friends. She won't mind. Let's go to work with this. And she told
could
me.
work with this.
She told me for a reason. I assume she thinks it's cool.
Of
Thinks
course
it's,
she
yeah, I
did.
was- I would-
Shit.
she
Now
would-
I apparently got to turn that into like a whole
I know
scene.
what we're shooting next.
Right?
Counselor.
The whistle.
Counselor Charlie.
Yeah, I'm
You
like,
shorts.
yeah, camp counselor, and it's like, and then meeting a woman, like dating a guy and going to Pride, and there being a wet t-shirt contest, and this girl's up there, and I'm like, oh my God. And I looked at my boyfriend, I go, I'm really hating your penis right now. And then I'm like, I want to talk to her and stuff. It's just like, yeah.
My favorite thing to do, my favorite thing, if you want to like just get me all drippy, is
I'm taking notes. Go ahead.
Yes.
take me out and pick somebody up in front of me. So like if I'm with a guy and we're at like a bar, I'm like, she's hot, go pick her up. And I watch him pick her up and I'm like, are we taking her back? Holy fuck. I am like so hot. It's so fucking hot. I'm like,
You're so subby in that way. That's hot.
and I'm not a submissive personality typically. I can be. I like sometimes I'm like, hold me down, bitches.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then watching him pick her up.
That's
It's
so
like,
funny. You know, I know we'll probably work together one day, so I don't have to. But if you were like someone who's like, I don't do boy girl in the industry, I'd be like, hey, let's go grab a drink and talk business. I will hire a professional I will hire her and put her in the crowd that night and be like, we're going to pick you up. Just go with it.
I just gave away all my secrets
right.
to your podcast.
I'd make sure I was dressed all suave and everything and let you pick her and then be like, I'll be right back. And just
Smelling fine.
I already got her. We're good. That's how smooth I am.
Damn, you're quick.
Put Charlie in the audience.
Well, guys, what are we at now? Like $1.30?
Yeah, about an hour and a half, a little closer.
Well, if anybody's
less,
still
maybe,
listening at this
but-
point, they're probably bored.
Probably. Anything anybody wants to promote? You guys, any scenes? Your Instagram, your OnlyFans?
Well, I'll probably put a lot of those in there.
Yeah, I'm like, check out all my shit. Check out iwantcharlie.com. That is my website that has
Everything?
my Instagram, Twitter, OnlyFans, Sex Panther, all
Okay,
the
cool,
shit
cool, cool.
on it. And I did it myself, and I'm kind of proud of it.
You
know?
should be proud of it.
So ain't nobody doing that shit but me. So
Amen.
hey,
It's a lot of shit.
that, so
It's a lot.
Right on, right on. Well,
Good for you.
got some
Awesome.
stuff coming
I have a
up.
lot of stuff, so bear with me
Yep.
as I rattle these off. So my OnlyFans is The Real Gigi Dior. My Instagram is Gigi Dior SFW, as in safe for work. My Twitter, I got my first one back, so this is why I have two. So it's my Gigi Dior, which was originally everything, and then it's Gigi Dior as seen on TV, and then Chatterbait is my Gigi Dior.
all right.
Yes.
All right. Got to get you in all my links.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
And, somebody just said that. They're like, you need this all in one spot.
Yeah.
You
I can help-
Everything-
You get
I
past
can
5
help
things. You got to get in all my links. Yeah.
I have domains. I just need to build them out. But
yeah, all you need is your domain name. And
I
we
have
can
several because everything started as my Gigi Dior. Like I had everything, and then you can tell how many times I've lost accounts by the account name.
Yeah, I know. All the
that's
all the Instagram accounts. I mean, like my Get Charlie already has backup at Want Charlie because it's inevitable.
One of my WCA Productions, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. There's a lot of Kyle Ball's WCA Productions. All right, guys. Well, we're still working on a name for this thing, but anybody who's still there, thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thanks
you
for
guys were
coming.
awesome.
Thanks for
Thank
making
you
the
so
drive
much
up
for
here.
coming, ladies. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having us
You guys
on.
are awesome. Do we have anything else we have to say, Wayne?
Just your little catchphrase
Oh,
you
yeah.
come up with.
All right. Well, balls out. Like, that's it. I'm out of here. Balls out, guys.
And we should.